Alright, so we are here at E3 2017, and it's time to find out what the coolest stuff on the show floor is. Spoiler alert, all of it's cool. E3 is the place to be if you're a gamer. There is so much to do and so much to see here. The booths are insane, and they build these all just for the show. It's really an experience that if you've never tried it before, especially now it's open to the public, you should definitely come to E3.
Today we're doing the John Wick 2 demo for VR on the HTC Vive and Alienware Aurora.
I found my favorite thing so far. It's a bright orange McLaren. Man, look at that. So something that a lot of people might not know about me is that I'm actually just as big of a car nerd as I am a tech nerd. One day. So we spent a lot of time checking out the cool stuff at E3, but of course, the coolest thing that could possibly be at E3 is the Unboxed booth. What was it like actually getting this booth designed?
We actually took inspiration from like unboxers actually. So we looked at a lot of cool unboxing videos. We thought, oh, you know, we kind of like that backdrop. We like how they had these cool kind of trinkets and toys in the background, but really like the clean, slick look. And so we saw that pretty consistently in a lot of the unboxers videos. So that's where we took inspiration mostly.
I want to introduce to you our next unboxer. You know him from YouTube with over 2 million subscribers. He is a legend amongst this community. Give it up for my man, Austin Evans.
We have the new Microsoft Surface laptop.
Oh, this thing is a beauty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are different colors. We have the burgundy. It's the best color. Don't let anyone try to convince you otherwise. It's so good looking. It's so cool. So the Surface laptop is a very interesting product. Microsoft has been making Surfaces for several years now, but this is the first time they've done a proper laptop. They've done like two-in-ones, they've done like tablets, but this is the first time they've actually done a laptop in this sort of normal form factor. Look at that color. Yeah. That is probably the best looking laptop I've ever seen. I love this color.
It's beautiful. What are we calling it? Maroon, burgundy?
They're calling it burgundy.
Burgundy,
burgundy, yeah. And to be fair, there are other colors. You can get it in silver, which we actually have over here. There's blue, there's a bunch of different colors, but the red looks just so good.
Yeah, we'll do the unboxing just for comparison so you can see the colors on these are beautiful. No question about it.
But the red.
Yeah, red.
You want burgundy because it's the best color ever. Absolutely. What's cool about the Surface laptop is that this is going to be a full laptop that's a little different than what you're probably used to. So of course it has a touchscreen. No big surprise there. Pretty much any good Windows 10 device has a touchscreen these days. One of the cool things about this though is it actually has an Alcantara fabric finish on the inside. So have you actually felt that?
No. So tell me about this.
It's very interesting. It almost kind of feels a little bit
nice.
like... Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very sort of different thing. Essentially what they've done here is they've actually allowed you to kind of have a little bit more customization with the look of the product. So normally you just get a little bit of like a different colored plastic or metal or whatever, but you're actually getting the full sort of feature of not only you have the burgundy on the outside, but you also have that interesting looking Alcantara keyboard. It feels nice. So actually you like sit down to type on it, your wrists are on it. It's a really cool looking laptop. But it's not just about the looks. So this guy's rocking a 13.5-inch display, Pixel Sense, super nice looking. And what's cool about it is actually it's taller than most normal laptop screens. So what it gives you is a little bit of extra screen real estate for when you're web browsing or video editing or whatever it is that you're doing. And it's actually reasonably powerful. So you can get this guy with a Core i5, Core i7, 16 gigs of RAM, load up with plenty of SSD storage. It's a powerful laptop. It also has a ton of battery life. It's compatible with all the Surface accessories, such as like the pen, you have the dial. So you can pretty much get the full sort of Surface experience right here on a laptop. And of course, on top of all that, it's nice and thin.
Can I try holding it?
Absolutely, do it.
Okay, that barely weighs anything. I think I've held like...
And it's like all metal, right?
Yeah.
It's like a super premium design. I mean, I'm a nerd, so like this kind of stuff like gets me really excited. But when you look at like stuff like the machining of like the vents here, right? Like look how nice that is. Yeah. Like it's just such a well-built sort of laptop. You do have the magnetic surface connector. Sure. So you can drop on the charger, which we should probably get into in a second here. But you also have USB, you have mini display port, all that kind of fun stuff. This is a magnetic surface connector, so you can just drop it right onto the actual laptop. What's cool is this guy actually has an extra USB port on it. Yeah. So for example, while you're charging your laptop, you can also charge your phone. So, cool little thing, not like a big deal, but it's one of those things where it's like, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, because the little things are what sometimes make a computing experience so different. And obviously, with such a piece of hardware, I mean, we were doing the Surface Studio demo earlier, and with these kinds of hardware, there's so much versatility to them. And the fact that they take the time to add the little extra things that just make life that much easier just elevates the whole experience.
Absolutely. It makes everything way, way easier to actually be able to kind of deal with. So, Surface laptop with the actual power adapter. Awesome. So, and like I said, inside it's fairly well spec'd. You can get it with all kinds of different like sort of storage configurations, everything. Sure. This guy starts at $999.
Got it.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. What do you guys think? This is a pretty decent looking laptop, right? Well, really. Design experience, I believe, might be.
Design experience sounds like exactly the tag on the website.
So we're going to keep moving on.
Okay, move on.
I am here with Kurt Von Badinsky from Motive. Motive has developed one of the most anticipated wearables that's coming out. They won the Innovation Award at CES this year.
Motive is a 4-year-old company. We're based out of San Francisco. I think the big thing for us is we're trying to find a better way of making wearables. You know, a lot of people have a hard time with wearing, you know, wristband and stuff, and the sweating and the fashion component. All those things are a real big thing for us, and we really wanted to make something that's just a lot smaller and something you can wear all the time. You could go swimming with it. You can go in the ocean. You can take showers, wash your hand, pretty much
totally
anything.
Waterproof.
Yep, that's a big differentiator. So essentially, it's an activity, sleep, and heart rate tracker. So we track your activity throughout the day. You know how much you're walking, running, biking, whatever the activity happens to be.
Right.
And then we also measure your heart rate throughout a lot of these activities. So throughout the day, we'll periodically pull your heart rate, so we'll know, you know, when you have a brisk walk versus a run. And we want to look for active minutes. So these are things that are elevated heart rate, you know, not just walking back and forth to your refrigerator, actually getting your heart health up.
Right. It's crazy that a ring can do all that.
It's a lot of stuff. I mean, you know, there's a battery in here. There's all sorts of really small components. So it was really a challenge to put it in such a small space. We wanted to have it something where it basically just blends into your life. We wanted something invisible where it just kind of lives there and does what it does, and you don't have to think about it.
How's everybody doing today? See, now that's the kind of response I was hoping for.
They're ready for the main event.
They are absolutely.
That's what's happening.
Don't tell the others. This is the main event.
Here we go.
The man of the hour, my friend, work proximity associate, Mr. Andru Edwards. Andrew, how are you, sir?
What's up? I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Talk to me a little bit first about what it's like to be a YouTube unboxer.
Man, it's a lot of work. That's really what it is.
Okay, so it's not all fun.
No, I mean, I do this full time. So there's a lot of talking to companies, making contacts, obviously shooting, editing, all this stuff, lighting correctly. There's also promoting your work after it actually goes live. So once it's live on YouTube, the job isn't done yet. So there's a lot that goes into this. I
understand. If I just put up a lot of videos, I don't magically make some amount of money.
No, you do not. No, you do not. You make a little bit. Let's start with the SNES 30 game controller. How many of you are gamers? I mean, you're at E3, right? How many of you have the Nintendo Switch?
Oh, right here.
Nintendo Switch, there you go. So this, as we open this up, is a wireless controller from 8-Bit Do.
Oh, look at that.
Who remembers this?
That's the old school right
Remember
there.
That?
Yeah.
Now this is wireless, it's Bluetooth. You can plug it in with micro USB. But the cool thing about this is that it works with Android. It works with iOS. It works with Mac OS. It works with Windows. And as of about 2 weeks ago, it also works with the Nintendo Switch. So this is actually very cool. But $34.99.
Will this hook into, so like let's say I'm running, for those of you who are super nerdy like me, I got a Raspberry Pi at home.
Yeah.
I got all my favorite old school games loaded up on it.
Yep.
Can I Bluetooth my Raspberry Pi to that and play directly? Does it map easily?
You can do that very easily. Yeah. Do you own all those games legally?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, fair enough. But whether you do or don't, on your Raspberry Pi, yes, this again, because it's, it's running a compatible operating system.
Right.
So this, you just get this $35, wireless. Yeah. And you have, as you can see, the perfect Super Nintendo controller.
And it recharges via the USB.
Recharges via USB. Very easy. Star Wars fans, where's the Star Wars fans
There we go.
Okay. This is BB-8.
It's charged up too.
Oh, it's charged up? Okay.
We got you covered.
Okay. So as I take all this out of here.
Yeah, go for it.
This is the special edition BB-8. And as you can see, that's a pretty nice packaging right there. I'm a big fan of nice packaging, by the way. That's one of the things I enjoy about unboxing things. So this is the dock. This is where you charge them. You plug it in micro USB. And then this here, took his head off by accident.
Dude,
no one look at that.
Come on.
The head actually uses a magnet and it like clips on. Where is it? Where's the magnet at? I don't even know where it is. I'm trying to find it. There it is. There it is. So that allows his head to like swivel around as he's running around. So you put him on there and you charge BB-8, right?
Right.
After he's fully charged up, you use your smartphone. You connect your smartphone to the BB-8 and you take him off. And it's like those RC cars of the past. You use your smartphone to control him over Bluetooth, and it goes like ridiculously fast. Yeah. And it's responsive. He can also talk to you in his BB-8 language, so you can control his responses. You ask him questions or whatever, he'll respond to you. You can send him on just on his own missions. So he'll go around, he has object avoidance and things like that. He'll just patrol your house. It's really cool. It's like a miniature version of the actual BB-8 from the Star Wars movie. So that's BB-8. How much is this guy? Where's the price?
There we go.
$149.99 for BB-8.
Well, what about the wristband?
The wristband, now this is actually new. So when they came out with this last year, it was just a normal BB-8. Now it's like this battle distressed version. He looks like he's been in some sort of war.
He's seen some things.
Right. So this is supposed to be the force powers. So you wear this bracelet, and then you're supposed to be able to control him just by using your hand motions, basically.
You know, I'll be honest, it's better that we can't do that right now, because I'm certain
it
would go right off the table.
It would go flying. But it's cool because, you know, rather than using your smartphone, you just use this, and you just remember the gestures.
Right.
You're just gesturing midair, and this toy's doing whatever, doing your bidding. That's very cool.
Yeah.
So that is the Star Wars BB-8. Very cool toy for adults.
Round of applause, please. Now, of course.
So Surface Studio was really built for creators, and it was really built for creative professionals. Surface Pro, just like that, is for creatives, but also for mobile professionals. People that need a lightweight design, but a full-on PC. And when you talk about Surface Laptop, which some of you might have just seen, it's really all that beauty and elegance, but in a really laptop form factor. So we definitely build our products for people, and people that need to get things done. And so Studio definitely is for creative professionals.
Yeah.
So at Surface, we're all about not standing in the way of bringing your ideas to life, and Surface Studio really embodies that. It's really like an incredibly new workflow, a revolutionary experience that pulls you into the content while, like I said, the hardware disappears. We do that in 2 different modes. And so right now you're actually looking at desktop mode. This is perfect for anyone at their desk, like an executive, a developer, anyone that needs a big screen right in front of them in the traditional desktop form of the word. This is a 28-inch diagonal screen with a 3:2 aspect ratio, just like all of our Surface devices, so you actually get an extra 2 inches at the base of reading room, which makes you incredibly productive. 13.5 million pixels, basically on a floating sheet of glass.
Wow.
And 12.5 millimeters thin. And so you guys can just see from the profile, minimal, modern design. It's really beautiful, the hardware. And so in desktop mode, one of the easiest ways to show you guys really how big it is if we open up a Word document right here, what you're actually seeing is a true to scale Word document. And so the 2 pieces of paper on here, even though digitally, are actually 2 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. So if I take this piece of paper and I hold it up, you actually have 2 life-size pieces of paper. And so when you talk to people who are trying to be productive, it's all about kind of competing with pen and paper and mimicking what you've done in the past.
You know him from his hugely popular YouTube channel. He always tells it exactly like it is when it comes to tech products. Make some noise, everybody, for Kevin, the Tech Ninja. Woo! There he is. There he is. Welcome.
What's going on, man?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Good.
All right, so let's talk about what we're going to be reviewing today. So, which category are you going to start with?
Yeah, we're going to start with the Father's Day gifts.
Okay.
Selfishly, these are gifts that I expect. My wife is watching. I expect these to be at home when I get home. next to a hot plate of my favorite dish. So we're going to begin with the Bose SoundLink speaker. And what I like about this is very simple. The buttons on the top, easy to get to. You don't have to do too much, and to connect to it, you just turn it on. And what's really nice about it is that it automatically connects to the last device you've used. So basically all you do is you tap the power button one time.
On right there.
You grab your device.
Perfect.
Go into your music app, no matter what the app is, and then you basically hit play.
Just like that.
So I connected to that thing in 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
And if you have multiple devices, you just tap a button on top and you switch to a different device that you have. A lot of Bluetooth speakers in the market right now is that you have to turn it off, turn it on, disconnect the device, and do all these things. Bose has a built-in app where you can select the device that you want to do. So you connect to it directly through your device, and then you select your product. So whether it's an iPad that your family has, or your wife, girlfriend, kid, or whatever has a phone, you can switch to it that way.
Nice.
And also you can update the speaker too. So if any enhancements comes out, you can actually get it on that speaker. You don't have to wait for version 2 or version 3, which is really nice.
They're perfect.
It gets very loud. I mean, Bose is definitely a trusted name in this space.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, with that does come a cost.
Sure.
So you're paying $249 for a Bluetooth speaker. At the same time, if you spend more money, you get a better speaker.
Right.
Simple.
That's basically what it boils down to. To me, it looks nice. As far as like someone who's really into decor in the house, if you want something that looks nice in your house, you just set this down and it looks good. It doesn't stick out. It doesn't scream anything. It looks like it could be a oil diffuser. It could be anything else that you want it to be. You could just leave it in the kitchen and just let it sit there and everything. And it's fine. So I'm a big fan of Bose headphones, Bose speakers, all that stuff. I mean, it's, you know, when you're talking premium quality sound, Bose is
first name that comes to mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving right along, we're going to stick to sound, but we're going to talk about these right here. Now, what I like about these, number one, let's get a good shot. These are $248, not $249, so cheaper than the Bose by $1. But what I like about these speakers, these earbuds, number one, is that when I open them up, you're going to see how plush they are. Very comfortable in noise cancellation, okay? Not noise isolation. A lot of companies will say noise isolation, which means it seals your ear, but noise cancellation actually plays a white noise to actually kill the sound.
I didn't know the difference, and now I do, so thank you for that.
Yeah, so noise cancellation requires battery because it actually plays a sound in your ear at the same time to cancel out noise.
Perfect.
Which is nice because, like, I mean, you could even just turn the ear, you know, the headphones on when you're on a plane or something, and it can pretty much get rid of the sound for you without even having to play music.
Right.
So you can put them on and just go to sleep in them.
Just a comfort thing at that point.
It's a comfort thing, exactly. So we travel a lot. I do recommend picking up some noise cancellation headphones, and if you like bass, it says extra bass on it. So if you like bass, listen to hip hop music, EDM, or anything like that. Yeah. What do you listen to? What type of music you like?
Hip hop and EDM for sure. So I'm going to buy these.
Okay, who's your favorite artist?
You just play some Drake. And I got to be a top 40 guy. I say Drake's my guy right now.
Okay, nothing wrong with that at all. So first, let's pull these out.
All right,
take a look at this. These just look really good, in my opinion. These are just some really nice, all black, sleek, sort of matte.
Sleek's the word that comes to mind.
And then you have this little red ring around it to kind of let people know you're not playing around.
No.
You're being serious.
You got a red ring. You're a serious listener.
You're like Darth Maul.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You
That's
have
what
a little,
you want.
mostly black, but a little bit of red to let people know that some serious stuff's about to happen.
In your ears is serious stuff.
Seriousness is gonna. Now watch this.
No, I don't think he can hear me. I can talk. I can say whatever I want about him. I don't think he can hear me.
I forgot where I was for a minute.
Perfect. That's what they're supposed to do.
I mean, take a look at these cushions. They are very plush.
Like pillows.
Pillows for your ear. In the top is a headband as well. The top headband has a cushion too. And what's really nice is that these just feel very comfortable. As I mentioned before, you can sort of go to sleep while wearing these and everything like that. And I mean, it's just very comfortable. These are just really nice, and the music sounds really good. I wish I could demo this for you guys. I wish I could put it on every single one of your heads, but I can't.
But I mean, we could, but it would take a long time.
Do we have time?
Waste some time.
No, okay, we don't have time. We don't have time. But yeah, it's really nice. And if you have an Android device, Team Android, you can connect via NFC. People say NFC technology isn't important, but you can put your phone right next to it, slap it against
Just tap it.
and then bam, you're connected to it already. So if you share the headphones, you can grab another phone, slap right on there, and you're connected to it.
Perfect.
So very nice. I recommend it for traveling, recommend it for people who do that. And also, there's this button at the bottom, not sure if we can get a shot of that, called Bass Boost. So if you want to crank it up a notch, you want to get down with your Drake.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
You can hit the bass boost button at the very bottom of it.
Perfect.
And you can get more bass, which is nice, especially for a bass.
Especially for bass-heavy songs, bass-heavy genres. Got to have that extra bass.
Very nice. Next, we have right here is the Fujifilm Insta Mini 9. Now this right here is kind of an interesting one because we're so used to everything being now, being digital.
Yeah.
Take a picture, put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, all those things. This is sort of taking that back and is actually an instant picture. Kind of like the old school, you take the picture and it slides out type of thing.
You get to hold it in your hand.
You're a little young. You don't remember that. But back in my day.
That's
back in my day. Let me tell you what we did.
I've seen one of these in my youth.
So yeah, we'll take a look at it. This is kind of fun. So it's pretty simple. You load the back. You load the back with the film cartridge. You slap it in there. You close it down. All you have to do and turn it on is very simple access. You push the button in the very front, the lens comes out, takes 2 to 3 seconds to boot up. I'm gonna take a picture of all you guys. A lot of people here now, jeez.
All right, yeah, let's get a good photo. Let's get a good photo of this.
I'm gonna take a picture of everybody. On 3, say unboxed. 1, 2, 3.
Unboxed.
Woo!
There it is.
There we go, we have a picture. So now what's gonna happen is this picture is going to print out the very top, and then just like the old school pictures, once it comes out, you grab it, and you do one of these things.
Just shake it just a little bit.
Do you remember this? Do you remember this?
I've heard of this.
Do you remember this?
I've heard tales of this.
This right here is like, oh, wait till I show you. But it's just one of those cool nostalgia things that you can kind of take it back, you know, show your kids on how it used to be.
Right. The picture is
Let's head
developed.
over to the picture. Our picture is developed of people.
Take a look at that.
Take a look at that.
How
Here we
about
go. We have a good shot of it. Okay, here we go. All right.
Perfect.
And my chin was in the video too. That's very cool. But yeah, so it's kind of going back to the Fujifilm thing. It takes a couple minutes for it to actually develop, and once it develops, it looks good.
Yeah.
So yeah, very cool.
We are checking out the brand new 10.5-inch iPad Pro, and this thing just came out. There's some really cool stuff to talk about here. So let's go ahead and get this open here. Slide open the box, and inside we have this beautiful looking iPad Pro. This is the 10.5-inch iPad Pro, 256 gigabyte, and I just want to do a quick comparison to these two side by side. So this is the 9.7-inch iPad Pro in my right hand, and we have the 10.5-inch iPad Pro in my left hand. And as you can see, there's actually quite a big difference between these two right here. These two are very, very close in size, as you can see, and pretty much the same in width. So you have basically the same form factor, but you have a display that's significantly larger, as you can see, with those bezels being slimmed down on the side. Now, let's go ahead and turn this guy on here. Now, one of the most important factors, at least in my opinion, about this new iPad Pro is this display. So the iPad Pro's display, the 10.5-inch iPad Pro display, is now running with a 120 hertz refresh rate. 120 hertz just equals buttery smooth swiping and everything across the board. It just feels so fluid. I wish all of you out here could try this. It is a very fluid experience. Now, this is also dynamic with what Apple is calling pure motion. So pure motion is actually going to change the refresh rate based on what's on the display. So if there's more intensive stuff happening on your screen, the refresh rate will adapt to that and move to something a little more fluid. So let's say you're watching a movie, maybe it's going to be between the 30 and 60 hertz range. Maybe if you're playing some video game or something on here that's a little more intensive, it'll jump up to the 120 range. So it's dynamic in that sense, and that's pretty cool. Now, along with the iPad Pro here, the 10.5-inch iPad Pro, Apple released a new smart keyboard. But this guy right here is pretty slick. I like this smart keyboard a lot. This thing is cool. So on the bottom here, if you're unfamiliar with the iPad Pro series, we have some little connectors, some little smart connectors right here, 3 little dots. And what that does is it allows you to attach accessories to the bottom of the iPad Pro. So we do have right here, the keyboard has 3 little gold dots on here. You can attach this case, fold that up, and you're good to go. Now, those dots come into play when you're going to use the keyboard. So you open this up here, fold that in, that pops on there, and now we have a full keyboard to type on instead of having to use the on-screen keys. Because personally, I'm not a big fan of using on-screen keys on an iPad. It drives me insane. But this little guy is great, so we do have the ability to just freely type on this keyboard, you know, whatever you want to do. And then when you're done with it, you can fold it up, and it works as a nice means to protect the screen of the iPad Pro. With this bigger screen on this iPad Pro, you are also getting a bigger keyboard as well. So you're getting larger keys. And I know that's my biggest gripe about some iPad keyboards is sometimes they're just kind of small, and I feel like I'm kind of cramped up all together like a T-Rex or something, you know? But this is great because the keys are much larger, and it actually feels a lot more natural and full-sized, if you want to call it that. In my opinion, the iPad is one of the better tablets out there. That about wraps it up for this unboxing of the iPad Pro 10.5-inch. Definitely let me know what you guys think. This thing is excellent, and I'll catch you in the next video.
So this is the new DJI Spark. If you say it too fast,
it sounds like DJI.
Like, what are you saying?
Yep.
So I'm really excited about this. I've been testing out for the past couple of weeks, and it's been so much fun. And what I love about it is that you really can take it absolutely anywhere.
Yeah.
And unlike the Mavic, you can't fold up the little propellers, but you can do that on the Mavic, which is, so it's kind of like, do I want 4K or do I not? And honestly, I've been using this and it does shoot 1080, and it's been perfectly fine. And I've been intermixing this into some of my other 4K footage that I've filmed with other cameras, and man, I love it so much. So I haven't actually flown this yet with a controller, so I've flown it just with my iPhone. So basically the Spark itself will turn itself into sort of like a little Wi-Fi hotspot.
Yeah.
You take your phone, you connect to the Spark, and then you essentially, it's almost like playing a video game on your phone, but it's real life.
Awesome.
Okay, here you
see
go.
What I see? Here we go. Let's do the unboxing. Ready? Everybody together. Nicely done.
So here it is. Here's the Spark itself. This is the blue one. So up here we have our sensors. Here's our little camera. Oh, you guys still have the little...
Oh yeah, no, we left it in pristine order just for you.
All right, here we go.
If you want to do it, here we go, guys.
We're gonna just take off the little stickies.
Hashtag unpeeling.
Oh, it's so
it's always my favorite
satisfying. So these are your propellers, and these just come off if you're familiar with any of the other drones, like the Mavic. They just twist right off. So there we go.
Wow.
So one of the cool things about this is not only can you fly it with your phone, you can also fly it with an RC controller, but you don't even need a phone at all. There's this thing called palm control. You would just turn it on like you normally would, and then you just kind of hold it in your hand, and it will turn on, it'll recognize your face, and then you double tap twice on the back, and then once it has you in frame, it'll see you, and it's like, yo, what's up? And then it'll start taking off from your hand.
Wow.
And there's all kinds of gestures that you can do, and it will just hover, and you just remove your hand. If you wave, you can actually have full control over it.
Yep.
And to take a selfie, all you gotta do is go like this.
Click.
Click, and then it'll take a picture of you, and you're able to actually use palm control.
Wow.
You can go up, you can go down, you can go backwards and forwards. So it's kind of crazy that you can actually control this thing without an iPhone app at all, or a controller.
Got this, there we go, look at that. Oh, you gotta show the people here.
Here we go,
There you
take
go.
a peek. Oh, I hit myself in the face. Look at this. I need some excitement.
You guys gotta
for
see
the
this up here. There it is.
FPV goggles. Oh man, these things are so cool. But flying in the mode where you can actually control the drone with your head is unbelievable, because you're able to actually get these really cool movements. My friends also have an Inspire 2. So a few weeks ago, we took out the Inspire 2, Phantom 4 Pro, the Mavic, and the Spark. And we had, I actually didn't even post this video yet, but we were all flying them at the same time, trying to do like synchronized movements. And then we got like this crowd of people, and I was like, can you guys like maybe just back up a little bit? Because I'm not sure if I trust all of us flying these at the same time.
E3 is a pilgrimage for us all, but it's not zen or sublime. It's more about hangovers, selfie sticks, tired feet, and waiting in long lines. I attended the first Game Developers Conference at the very first E3. I got fooled by Spore, the emotion engine, and the tech of the PlayStation 3, but I predicted the failures of the Sega Dreamcast, Coleco Atom, the Apple IIgs. I applauded the intro of Steam, and that Blizzard's demos were always the damn best. Go Blizzard. Welcome to Unboxed. A new experience, you're all in it. The place where million follower personalities unbox great products very first minute. We've all learned that truth in advertising never gives the actual truth. Real reactions of real people to real packages on video is proof. So load up your backpacks, your purses, your messenger bag with the most worthy haul and some most exclusive swag. The big brands are trying to make Unboxed streamers their bitch. So if you hang out, you can get a freebie Razer, Alienware, Motive Ring, or a Nintendo Switch. When you get back home, you know it will really hurt if all you got was a Mario Eyes hat, a Harvest Moon cow, a Final Fantasy body bag, and some lame-ass t-shirt. So look your friends in the eye when they ask, how was it at E3? Say, I saw something that was way cooler than QVC. Then I heard a little bit about game industry history. I got a little old guy wisdom for free. The line sucked, traffic was terrible, but I got to unbox the first and only E3 poetry.
Damn. Bravo, sir.